Welcome back, bingers, for a king-size Cobra Kai video covering everything we know along with a death theory and our theory of what's in Miyagi's secret suitcase. Spoiler alert, there will be massive Cobra Kai and miyagi-verse spoilers here. In this video, we're giving you a binge breakdown of the first official trailer and sneak peek for Cobra Kai Season 6A. We're also going to go over the episode titles, the future spin-off, and every other relevant fact about our favorite karate soap opera. Before we get into all the fist-pounding Cobra Kai action, we're going to talk about a giveaway and cash prize contest we will be holding leading up to the season premiere and beyond. For this video, we are going to have $200 in cash prizes for a few lucky Cobra Kai fans, which brings us to our sponsors, a new mobile gaming tournament app called TORNO, where you can win prizes including Amazon gift cards. If you like games on your phone or tablet, then this one's definitely for you. There's over a dozen different games, so they've pretty much got something for everyone. Once you're on the app and playing a game, you're already in a tournament. If you get hooked on any one of these games, which you might, you've got a good chance of winning one of those tournaments. The tourneys are on 24/7 and last 3 hours each, but you only have to play enough to beat whoever number 2 is. We got our first couple of wins in 2 different games, which immediately won us some coins which we could use for prizes or gift cards. Being able to actually get a reward for the time you used to play games is a great feature that makes us want to come back and use the app again versus any other random time-sucking game on our phones. To get more crowns, you just have to refer your friends to use the game with a referral code like ours, which you can see on the screen now. When you use our code, we get points, and if you give your friends your code, then you'll get points, and we still get points since we referred you. If you use our referral code, which is also in the video description, you get 100 coins for free on sign up. The crowns are also where our cash prizes come in. Whoever gets the most crowns will win $150 with a $30 and $20 prize for our runner-up and third place competitors. For our second giveaway, we need your help, bingers and binge gamers. Use our referral code and try out the app so we can see just how much we can earn in prizes and Amazon gift cards. Any type of prize the Binge Rampage account earns on the TORNO app will be raffled off in another giveaway with 2 lucky winners for those prizes. You can check out all the details below if you want to help us show no mercy on the tournament scene and win big. You can take that crown today, but now it's karate time, so we're gonna take a look at this trailer. The first fresh shot we get shows the new jumbo-sized dojo kind of lined up like they're receiving an award or someone is complimenting them. Could a Saikai Taikai rep be there again? It doesn't seem likely that they do so many home visits, so our guess is that Mike Barnes is giving everyone a motivational speech, which we'll cover more later in the sneak peek. The next shot shows Silver's version of the Cobra Kai logo being tossed in a dumpster. After that, we head over to West Valley High, where the Binary brothers dap up Big Red and Edwin, 2 OG Cobra Kai red shirts. This act shows us that peace has been made dojo-wide. The shot after that is a shocker because 2 sets of former enemies are walking through the hallways like they were extras in Riverdale. How did Robbie get back in after his attempted murder on Miguel? Following that, we get a shot of the legend Chozen, who loves to walk around the LaRusso home in his open robe. The former LaRusso rival is reading a newspaper where karate drama is ranked above Middy's peace talks, only in the Miyagi-verse. The trailer then cuts to a sea of Miyagi-Do gis. They've come a long way since Daniel's first tournament. The biggest surprise here is Kenny, because we saw him kind of at odds with Robbie and Miguel in the release date teaser. Are Kenny's motivations pure? We'll cover that more later. That moment cuts right into this one where we see the senseis are also wearing all white. It's shocking to see Johnny like this and makes us wonder how long this can possibly last. In the first teaser, there was a sparring session with Johnny and Chozen with their other dojo gear on, so our guess is there was some kind of friendly fighting competitions to determine whose style takes the lead and Miyagi-Do won. It's not surprising since they got 2 fighters. Next up, we get a Dimitri-centric sequence with him really showing a bunch of thin boards who's boss. The final shot in the sequence shows us Sensei Barnes, who didn't get the all-white dress code memo, but we'll cover that more during the sneak peek section. This shot here shows Devin having fun with Johnny looking kind of angry, which is his default mode. Johnny's narration talks about the upcoming tournament, and we see some kind of sparring sessions being started with an out-of-place woman watching from courtside seats. Is this a tournament rep? We believe so. We believe the fight being set up in this shot is a key moment where Robbie and Miguel fight for leadership of the tournament team. Sorry, Hawk. One of the creators has confirmed in a tweet that team captains will be required in the tourney, so this is the most likely explanation here. That means we'll likely see Sam versus Tori and other legacy rivalries replayed here. Following that, we get a rare moment of collaboration between LaRusso and Lawrence, and then we see what Devin may have been smiling about earlier, another cat fight. One detail easy to miss here is the updated Miyagi-Do logo. The eagle is definitely subtle, but it is there, most likely with its fangs out. After a transitional shot of the valley, the trailer cuts to Johnny and the sleazy pawn shop owner, Lyle. Johnny has an axe and Daniel is scared to ask what it's for.
Training, Rocky IV style, gonna chop down a tree carried through the snow.
Season 6 will be epic. The shot after that shown is a separate moment with the 2 teachers' love interests having a moment at what is most likely Johnny and Carmen's baby shower. Next up, the trailer cuts to black and fades back into Daniel asking the wrong question.
Now what could possibly go wrong?
Here we see Chozen is working on the same type of job his uncle was back in the 80s, only he doesn't have a problem finishing the job. The trailer then gives us a title card and then cuts back to the legendary child endangerer Johnny Lawrence, who is stepping up his pitching machine lessons by adding beer bottles into the mix. How has he not been reported? Daniel's face is priceless in this sequence. Miguel has already had practice and Robbie knows his dad is a psycho, but Sam seems a little more shaken by the new training routine. Following another title card, the trailer cuts to Sam out in the woods working on her technique, and then cuts to Miguel and Miyagi-Do doing the same. The trailer then cuts back to the woods where Dimitri looks ready to fight with someone. The way Hawk and Kenny are watching him, we think it's Kyler. All these characters have a history with Kyler, and before they end up cool with him like we saw in the teaser, there probably needs to be some sort of fight first to clear the air. The next shot shows Johnny getting into an argument with Daniel, and then we see Tori attacking a Canadian. Really seems like she breaks the Miyagi-Do fence here. Following that moment, we cut back to another tense moment between Daniel and Johnny before we get a random aerial shot of South Korea. Next, we see a different set of martial arts students who remind us of the Kreese and Silver flashbacks from when they learned the style. Senseis Kim and Kreese are overseeing their class. The sequence we get after this is terrifying because these students all look to be super old. If they are still in school, they must be in the 17th grade by now. How can our Cobra Kai kids beat these grown-ups? A bunch of extra plot strength. That's how. Here we see Kreese already has a new favorite student, a guy named Kwan, who is played by Brandon H. Lee. Any relation? Either way, one thing is clear. Daniel, Johnny, and the rest of the combined dojos are in for the toughest fights of their lives. Following another title card, we get a transitional shot of the high school, and then we see Miguel and Sam talking about the stakes of the tournament.
It's one thing to be the best in town, it's another to be the best in the world.
Worldwide karate domination. Sounds about right for Cobra Kai. The trailer then cuts back to the moment we briefly saw earlier where Miguel and Robbie are fighting, playing for keeps. Who will win this fight? We're betting on Miguel, but anything can happen until the final fight. This next shot here shows Johnny walking outside with Devin, looking like they're going on a trip, but Johnny notices something is up. The way the trailer is edited, it seems a fight is brewing between Tori and Sam, which is obviously inevitable. That scene transitions into another one of these backyard sparring sessions, which seems to be super high stakes. After that, we get a shot of the top tier Miyagi Fang former Cobra Kai students all lining up with these red flags on their uniforms for some kind of capture the flag challenge. Also, how can we not talk about Hawk's ultra-patriotic Hawk? He just needs a Hawk that's on the level of Peacemaker's Eagly, and we have another spin-off right there. Here we see Johnny and Daniel are maybe working through their troubles, and then we finally get to see some more Kyler action and a sweet callback to the first time Miguel defeated his bullies.
Bitch, don't you know I know karate?
It's not lame-ass karate. It's Cobra Kai.
Here we see another moment in the woods where the crowd is cheering. Is this after Dimitri shows mercy to Kyler, or does Stingray return? After that, the action cuts back to a repeat shot from the fraternity house fight with Kyler, which we've seen a few times in that first teaser. Following that, we just get a funny moment with Dimitri memeing, and then a very serious sequence where Johnny looks like he wants to knock out Daniel in Miyagi's inner sanctum. That seems like real trouble for Season 6B. Next up, we see the pitching machine we saw in the teaser where Miguel and Robbie fight Sean and Kenny in the batting cages. The second to last shot is the weirdest, as Sam and Tori have a pillow fight. This does seem to be at the baby shower because of the matching balloons from this shot, but this is so bizarre it could also be Miguel or Robbie's fantasy dream sequence. The last shot shows a super crazy Karate Master level double kick, and then the title card crashes in. The trailer wasn't done giving us more questions when it cuts back into one final sequence of Daniel finding a hidden compartment in Miyagi's room that contains a dusty old suitcase filled with some kind of secrets.
If we open, anything is possible.
Daniel and Chozen choose to open the suitcase, but the trailer ends there and we never get to see what's inside. That leads us to our theory: the suitcase is setting up the spin-off, and as a bonus will also lead us to Julie Pierce. We already know February of last year that the Sony Pictures TV president made a statement that Cobra Kai would likely get a spin-off after the final season. Translation: the show better do good for its last outing if we want more Miyagi-verse. At the time, she said there are many ideas that the spin-off could focus on, but she only actually named one. This concept would be about Mr. Miyagi before he met Daniel. We all know that Miyagi was close friends with Julie Pierce's grandfather, so the nod to Miyagi's past would probably go through Julie in the Cobra Kai series to set up the spin-off that the creators are hoping to launch. One piece of interesting evidence towards setting up this Miyagi spin-off comes from the Writers Guild of America's credit list for Cobra Kai Season 6. The site shows us the date the final credits were submitted, and it tells us a whole lot about how the final season has been completed. We see that episode 11 was turned in before episode 9 and 10, which tells us 9 and 10 is most likely the big tournament, which episode 11 covers the aftermath. Episode 12, however, was turned in long after the other episodes, which leads us to believe this was its own side story. We believe this side story will be the setup for the Miyagi prequel spin-off and is possibly set in Okinawa or overseas for the war where Miyagi and Julie's grandfather served together. What do you think? Why was episode 12 worked on so much later? Was it for a Stingray solo return episode? We hope so.
Sensei.
Now let's take a look at the first sneak peek that's been released for Season 6A, and we get Mike Barnes in all his angry glory. As Mike was originally painted in the Karate Kid 3 as the tournament bad boy, it only makes sense that Mike has been recruited to help Miyagi-Do win the Saikai Taikai. Barnes gives a terrifying speech telling the students they could actually die in this tournament, which we'll talk about more soon in our death theory. As Barnes explains how tough he will train the kids, Daniel tries to interrupt to make Mike be a little nicer, and Mike shuts him down.
You came to me. The deal was my way or the highway.
It seems Daniel really feels he needs Barnes and he's letting him take the lead. We think this may be part of the reason Johnny and Daniel argue, but it's tough to say. The sneak peek ends with Barnes scaring the students into action one last time, and we're left waiting for the next promo or sneak peek, but with less than a week before the premiere, it's anyone's guess just how much or how little promo love we will get. Next, let's go over the episode titles and speculate on what the episodes will cover. Episode 1, Peacetime in the Valley. That's pretty straightforward as the first shots we see in the trailer are peaceful ones. Episode 2, The Prize. We feel the sparring sessions between Chozen, Johnny, and possibly Daniel will be in this episode. This will settle the dojo drama and get everyone in the white shirts. Episode 3, Sleeper. This one could be ominous. It could signify a traitor or sleeper agent in the dojo. If there is a traitor, our money is on Devin, Kenny, or Kyler, but this is all speculation. Episode 4, Underdogs. This is probably a low moment in 6A where the team feels like they just can't win. Episode 5, Best of the Best. This title probably signals the fights for tournament captains between Robbie, Miguel, Sam, and Tori, and also some other fights like the long-anticipated Nate-Burt rematch. Finally, let's go over our death theory. Although Cobra Kai never dies, we believe sometimes bad guys can in the Miyagi-verse. We don't think there will be any deaths in 6A, but we do believe the 6B finale will have a legit death. We believe that Terry Silver, who is only listed in episodes 7 and 10, will get out on bail and leave the country to crash the Saikai Taikai tournament. We believe Silver will do something that puts all of the students in danger and that Kreese will step up to finally get his redemption. We believe that whatever unfolds in episode 10 will lead Kreese to fight Silver to the death. Kreese will finally be redeemed, but at the cost of losing the tourney. The final episodes will be interesting to see the aftermath and what last twist the writers have left for us. What do you think? Will everyone survive until the end? Will Burt win the Saikai Taikai? Will Stingray return and win? No matter what, the one thing we do know is that if Miguel dies, we riot. Thanks so much for watching. As always, we're on the lookout for any new promo videos or insider info to share with all of you. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and follow us on all the major platforms at Binge Rampage. Click the notifications bell for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.
Binge Rampage.